we need to pray for Cameroon. President Biya ordered the Minister of Finance to borrow 930 billion francs CFA. That is close to $1 trillion. Only 70 million left to make $1 trillion. President Biya asked the Minister of Finance to borrow. And the main reason why they are borrowing this money is to pay other people that the government is owing. The Cameroon government is owing. That is the main reason why they're borrowing this money. I told you people that if there was an international market where they are selling country, President Biya could have carried Cameroon to that international market, and Cameroon will be sold out. This is TFA Talking Point, and if this is our first time on TFA Talking Point, please subscribe to our channel and share this video. President Biya stated in the letter that the money would be used to fund development project and pay off outstanding debt. The total amount that can be borrowed is up to 930 billion francs CFA, broken down as follows: 350 billion francs CFA from selling treasury bonds on the local financial market, 250 billion francs CFA from direct loan provided by local private institutions, 330 billion francs CFA from loans on international banking market. This is the money that President Biya has signed that the Minister of Finance should borrow. And then the main reason is to pay a debt that the government of Cameroon is owing. Maybe they are owing Islamic Bank, they are owing the International Monetary Fund, they are owing the Islamic Bank, they are owing the African Union Bank, they are owing the World Bank, they are owing China, they are owing USA, they are owing in many Russia. So they will take this money and pay those people there. Well, so when these people that they will take the money from will be asking, then they will go back here and borrow to pay these other people there. But they mentioned the issue of development project there just to cover up so that Cameroonians should not talk. If you look in Cameroon, each year the budget of Cameroon keeps on increasing to $1 trillion. Last year was, this 2025 is 6,000 plus billions. That is 6 trillion plus. But if the government want to construct a kilometer of road, they will ask for loan from other countries to do it. If the government want to extend electricity from here to here, they will ask for loan. If the government want to pay workers, they will ask for loan. If the government want to carry debt within the city, keep the city clean, they ask for loan. Then we are asking, where is the annual budget going to? The government of President Biya, this is what they are doing with the annual budget. They distribute the annual budget in ministry. And then they gave instruction to all those ministries not to touch the money for any developmental project. That they should just cover up. If at the end, the Cameroonians will not stand up to say, where is this money? Then you use the money for yourself. And when you use the money for yourself, the government of President Biya will use the money to blackmail you so that you will remain with them. They are using the money, especially this 2025, for campaign. They are using the money to start a project nearly all over, a project on complete project in Cameroon you cannot account. President Amadou Ahidjo started the project of Ring Road. 22 years in power did not finish. President Biya took over 43 years in power. The Ring Road is there, and every blessed year they have a budget for Ring Road. Nothing is in moving. They have a budget concerning the Douala Yaoundé highway, to make it motorway, a two-way traffic where vehicles coming from Douala have nothing to do. They are moving in a different part of the road, separated by an island that will reduce accident. Amadou Ahidjo started it up to today. How many kilometers of road between Yaoundé and Douala, the two biggest cities? With these two cities are having more than 10 million people living in these two cities. But it is linked, saying President Amadou Ahidjo, we want farm to market road. People are dying every blessed day. When one accident happened, the Minister of Transport will come, and then the Minister of Public Work will come, and then they say work will start immediately. They will go, and then people will clap hands, and they will go and come the next year or the next presidential election. When the Minister of Public Work visited Biya, and say the work will start immediately. Has it started? And then they are borrowing money without it giving a specific developmental project that they are mentioning. And when they borrowed this money like this, they will go and buy an airplane, or they will go and buy a private jet, or they will go and buy vehicles for parliamentarians and for ministers. And then that is still development, according to the government of President Paul Biya, and Cameroonians are suffering. But the question many Cameroonians are asking is, who will pay this money if President Paul Biya will not or fail to win the presidential election? Who will pay this money? That is the question many people are asking. Because President Paul Biya is left with how many months? 3 months plus, or even 4 in office. And then if after presidential election another party it take over, the party will be suffering. And that is what President Paul Biya wants to put in place, so that the next president will be worse than him. People will criticize him more than they criticize President Paul Biya, because he will come and sit on something that he does not know anything about. And there is no way you can go ahead without paying all this international loan, that debt that you are on. And then spending your 7 years in office, you discover that you are unable to pay this money, not to talk of starting your own project. And people will criticize you because they don't do. You will explain, and you will explain, and you will be tired of explaining, but nobody will agree with you. And then out of this anger and this frustration, you will be bitter and start doing terrible things against the people of Cameroon. And that is how you will be frustrated. And people will be crying, President Paul Biya was better. And this is what he is actually doing. 930 billion to be borrowed when you have 3 months in office. We have to be careful. We have to understand what is going on. We have to. A country cannot be living on loan. Any little thing. If they want to buy vehicles for police, they borrowed. If they want to do whatsoever, they borrowed. International donations are coming in, they put in their pocket, and children are studying on that tree. When they borrow money, they buy a bulletproof car for themselves. They organize parties for themselves. They allow conference houses in their offices, and they are holding a conference in Hilton Hotel at the detriment of the people of Cameroon. If they want to travel from one place to another, they carry more than 150, 100, 200, 250 cars behind them. They'll pass and people will say, church, with the taxpayer money. This is Cameroon for Cameroonians. And if we do not stand up, we are going to remain in this position for many years. The government of President Paul Biya, they stand for evil against the people of Cameroon. And if we do not stand up to liberate ourselves, nothing will help us in this generation.